Hi, my name is Nosha. Some of you guys know me as Siobhan, Spurs Video Podcast, which some of you guys call YouTubes. And yeah, give a shout out to my Norwegian friends, my Venners, Earl, Marianne, Vivi, Lars, Ericsson, Son, Tommy, all you guys. And yeah, got me on the snooze first and last time. That was a Palace game. There wasn't much of note. It was a very hard workmanlike performance. I'll talk about what I thought, and obviously Bentaleb going, Champions League. Lots happened in a week. So first half, thought we played well. I think Palace, when you play Connor Wickham, no disrespect to Connor Wickham, it's like, well, this is what you could have won. I mean, Connor Wickham could have come to us in 2011 under Harry, didn't. Went to Sunderland, didn't really work out for him. Ended up at Palace, didn't work out for him there. Then you have Benteke, could have joined us in 2013, didn't happen. You know, a year later goes to Liverpool, doesn't really work out for him. And you know, if that hadn't happened, maybe we wouldn't have had Harry Kane. It's that argument. Well, would Lennon have happened if Ratledge got injured? We never would have known. Again, Andros, you know, he's someone that came in, did you know, for a few brief moments. You thought, shit, maybe we won't miss Gareth Bale that much. I think we did, and it showed. Andros, nice guy. There was some shit spoken about him by I don't know which Spurs fan it was, and it was on my Twitter. I'm not going into it. I met Andros 2-3 times. I wouldn't say we're buddies, but I would say that he's a lovely, lovely kid. When I met him when he was a much bigger name. He was at QPR at the time. Really lovely. Met him again when he was doing pretty well for Tottenham. Never looked up to his head. Always had time for his fans. And do you know what I mean? He's a kid that genuinely loves the club. You know, it just didn't work out for him. You know, another kid who's not going to work out for is probably Ryan Mason. I think we've moved beyond what he can offer. And if he wears the Hull City Tigers, it wouldn't be the worst thing. There's a lot of shit, a lot of hate in him. Like, well, do you know what? There's a player that, you know, if Paulinho had an ounce of his bottle, we'd be like saying how good Paulinho was. Because if you look at Ryan Mason, you know, he gets himself injured, scoring against Sunderland, breaks hard up, gets us on the win. I mean, we have to work for it, yeah, because teams will defend against us. If you think you're playing Tottenham, you're not going to let us play. We have to find a way around it. And some teams will look at us and think, shit, we're away at Tottenham, we'll try and get a point. Best we can do. You know, and not every team's going to come out and, you know, go, you know, they'll get 10 men on the balls. We've got to break them down. The reason I'm talking about this is that we have an interesting Champions League group. It's not the Champions League group I would have wanted. Not because I think Leverkusen and Monaco are good sides. I think we can beat them. I was CSK Moscow. First of all, it's only about 4 hours, I think. 4.5. It's not the longest flight. But obviously Moscow, you know, players of colour have had interesting experiences there. You know, and I really wanted to place, you know, your Barcelona's, Reals, and Bayern Munich, but you know, we've got a puncher's chance, and I think in a shootout, I think we can be competitive with CSKA Moscow. This is a team that, you know, they have money, but they're not the team that you think shit. It's like Zenit, you know. There's always a change in the guard in Russian teams. Yeah, you've got the Zenit, Zenit Petersburg, Spartak. You know, it's never a team that really you think is gonna, you know, really dominate. You know, so it'll be interesting. I mean, Melo is your guy for Russian Premier League, or whatever their version is. So you know, check out Spurs from KDK and ask him. But I think definitely we should be looking to aim for top of the group. But it's not a cakewalk. I saw something. Oh, what a good group! It's easy. I'm like, no, it isn't. These teams are in the Champions League. They're in the Champions League for a reason. Bayer Leverkusen are a good side. Champions League finalists. I think 2002. Obviously, Ballack. Since then, they've not really ever recovered from that. But you know, they're a solid team, and they play a hard pressing style, similar to us. Clearly, I think we may just be a bit stronger in our style, but you know, they are a good side. You've got Monaco. All right, we beat the shit out of Monaco and came to the lane, but you know, and they've really been hamstrung the fact that they can't, you know, their owner's no longer worth the billions he was. He can't sink all his money into it. But, you know, still a good side, still produce players, still managed to, I think Leon can't get it, so, you know, they've managed to do something, you know. So I think it'll be an interesting game. Against Palace, you know, Wanyama scored a goal. You know, it was a solid goal. I think if Alderweireld has a free header, he hits that either side of a Hennessy, it's in, it's 1-0. Palace had to come out, you know, but, you know, some teams like Palace are stubborn. You know, they're not going to play that brilliantly, and I don't think they'll, you know, they've had a bad start. I'm obviously losing West Brom and losing to us, but, you know, I just think, you know, they are in transition, but they are a tough side. You know, they've got to break them down. You know, this is the Premier League. You know, you saw Burnley beat Liverpool. Look how much money Burnley has spent, how much money Liverpool has spent. Anyone can beat anyone. That's why the Premier League is so good. It's so competitive. And I'm not being bad. Give me competitive stuff over, oh, you've got a strong league, you've got the Champions League. Well, only 2 teams or 3 teams from that league can actually win anything in that league. So yeah, Palace game, I was very impressed. I mean, the thing about, for me, I mean, also I missed the game. I was at the Roger Grace, you know, seminar. That never was. Congratulations to Matt for getting his purple belt, and Matt James for getting their purple belt. So Obi Bats for getting his brown belt. That's my last BJJ thing, I promise. Came to the game. Unfortunately, finished pretty. You know, by the time I got there, it was already too late. But met with, you know, my mates, you know, my Norwegian mates. Oh god, going out with them. You pay for it the next day. But that's what football's about: being with your mates, having a good time. And I had a good time, and I'm grateful for it. And hopefully, I'll be there on Saturday. I'm going to be at the Coach and Horses. I'm going to get there for about 11ish, and it's my pre-match watering hole, my post-match watering and pissing hole afterwards. And yeah, hopefully have a good time. And yeah, it's bank holiday weekend. Enjoy it. I'm trying to keep it short, but for me, I think I would drop Ericsson, not because I think I mean, I heard some say, oh, he's shit. He's just like, some things just didn't work out. His passing was a little bit off. You know, Dele Alli gave us something. Maybe Ericsson comes on against tired legs. You know, he does something, you know, creates a bit of magic. Why not? And I think Dele Alli and Lamela, I think, are going to be much better at containing their fullbacks. Especially like especially Klein. Got to sort the fuck out of him getting up forward. They've got defensively, I mean, I don't know, I think, is it Moreno? And then they didn't choose him, or they chose Milner, but the left back, they haven't got anyone there. So if I was Walker and Lamela, I'd be like, yep, I under where I'm going. So I'd like to think we can win this, but I think it'll be a close game, but I think 2-1. I'll play two deep midfielders just because Coutinho, Firmino, very good defence, very good players. You know, you saw from Coutinho, you know, he's got such a sweet strike on him. So we've got to be careful for him. So yeah, I think it'll be a good close game. Don't know, obviously Liverpool, no offence to Liverpool fans, unless I have the spirit of my mate Jez in me. Sorry, but my favourite team, you know, obviously more friendly towards the Everton fans. I just feel close to them. And that's not because Gary threatened to choke the shit out of me. I'm right, it's my last video reference, I promise. Gary Furlong, he's doing a really good thing for ActionAid. It's just him and my mate Adam teaching seminar in Stockport, Factory BJJ, raising money for ActionAid. So yeah, football, BJJ, you name it. They're my 2 passions. And yeah, what's up, Bert? Yeah, I was gonna say, gonna give a big shout out to my boy Kevin G. My boy Kevin G. The reason I did this YouTube is because I was bored. I thought it was a really good thing, but it's a bit of a laugh. I made a genuine friend out of it. Kevin G. So Kevin, Bracco, Pozdrav. I don't know, is it Imral? Bro, Fire, Bruder. Hope to see you soon in New York, man. And yeah, as always, come on you Spurs.